Tudor Giurgiu, reditelj, direktor, još jednom direktor.
Hi, my name is Tudor Giurgiu. I'm coming from Romania. I'm like 33 years old still, till month of June, and I do not know exactly how much am I waiting, because I really hate now to consult any kind of machine to look for my weight, because I got fat in last months, and I think also talking about what am I doing now, I'm in a bizarre position to run Romania's public television, which consists of 4 channels, but I'd really like to be considered also as a film director and film producer. Because you're at the cooking stuff, it's like a food without a right, aperitif. It's like it's like the whole film business now doesn't have history. So Romania didn't have at all like film school, like Czechs or the Polish guys did have. So I think most of what's happening now is result of like some kind of creators or young people who studied the cinema in a good way, I think, in the last couple of years. So okay, we had all our like maestros and people who really made good films in the communist past, but now it was strange enough because after the Romanian Revolution in 1989 all their films got worse and worse, so it's strange. It's strange because after like 1989, I mean, the same kind of, for you, I've seen, all these years, the war really left lots of traces, and I think lots of stories got related to the war. For us, it was a lot of communist period, and all the Securitate, and now after the revolution, all the films of the old guard were about like the new capitalism, which is of course very rich, and people got business in a dirty way, and corruption, and a lot of with a lot of girls' blondes popping up on screen, and these were like main themes. And now it's strange for me to see that some of my colleagues do films about the revolution, about this period, this like weird nights before 1990. So there are like 3 or 4 films now in production done by really good people, which are coming back to this story. So it's I feel, even it's not my favorite theme for me. I don't really want to talk about this period. I don't think I have the expertise, and it's really not interesting to me at all, this politics scene. But there are people who really are preoccupied about this topic. So I think it's like a transition period. People are still trying to find their stories and to see what are they really impressed of. I mean, I don't know how it happened. It just, you read a book, you are passionate about some stories and some subjects, and you really ended up doing those. And I do not. Maybe if I'm trying to do psychoanalysis on myself, maybe I would find some kind of interesting things or hidden secrets. But it's weird, I loved to do a film about like coming to age story about people who got like through some experiences and got very mature, in a certain way or another, like more abrupt or more sudden. And I love this piece with like 2 girls fell in love in a society also which is quite, I would say, very against. People do not like to talk about homosexual and about lesbian relations, and I thought it's a nice story in not, which would not offer me to like an opportunity to talk about this, because I'm not interesting to do. I'm not thinking that's a bravery or a sensational story. I thought it's an intimate story about a group of people which were not at all exploited into the Romanian cinema. I mean, like a bit, I would say, students and let's say intellectual, and a lot of this group of people with a certain kind of feelings, with lectures, with a lot of like intellectual backgrounds, were not heroes in the Romanian cinema. So I thought it's good. I'm so surprised because the film school is so bad. I mean, it's really strange, But people are really passionate about. I mean, one guy, Porumboiu, for example, which is a very gifted director, and now he finished his debut film. He learned the filmmaking in the school, but he's doing films out of the money of his father, which is one of the most richest men in Romania. Cristi Puiu is doing films in his way. He's like a totally auteur, totally crazy. He studied film in Geneva, so he was not doing in Romania. He's sort of an enemy of all the established Romanian filmmakers. So I think in a way the only thing which got together and maybe helped us, we made a sort sort of a very good kind of attitude against the system, and we really were sort of together in this year. So I think I don't think this helps you. You know, this kind of a syndical activity didn't help you to make good films. But it's again, you know, the whole system and the whole structure is heavily bureaucrat, and you know, they really do not. Again, I don't think having a good film center or a film school is really giving you enough arguments for making good films. I think I believe a lot in individuals and not in generations. Looking to all the films in the Balkans, it's you could feel, you know, that I felt a lot of time a sort of a desperate kind of attempt to find a unity or to find a community, because we all agree that, for example, you know, the Central Eastern European cinema sort of made a sort of an alliance through the film schools, and like Polish, the Hungarians, the Slovaks, the Czechs. I think they made very good kind of liaisons and connections together. Now somehow I got the feeling that, the Balkans now are feeling lonely, and they tried to really find an identity. But I think that despite the folklore, despite some historical roots, despite, the war which was in this region, and you know better, and despite maybe some gypsies and Kusturica type of, you know, folklore and music, there's no more. So I think there is a type of film which could make a connection. I mean, I know, for example, if you would look to films of a Romanian filmmaker called Siniša Dragin, he was born in Serbia, and he does films, as I would say, you know, which would remember maybe of some Serbian films in the past. He maybe has a certain touch and connection with what we might say is Balkan cinema, but otherwise I don't feel, you know, that there is some really common platform. Now it's 5th edition, and I'm very happy it's really going on, because it was pretty tough, as you know, in these countries to get money and funding for this, and it started like a game, because I was very nervous that I got a prize at a film festival in Bucharest for a short film, and I didn't got the money for this prize. So I thought, these bastards from Bucharest and all these people are heavily corrupted, and they do not want to pay to filmmakers, and they always take the money for themselves. So I said, why not, you know, do a real festival? So with a group of friends, we've done this, and I think it was a wise decision to do it in Transylvania. It's in my hometown in Cluj, and it's nice. It's student life, and it managed to get into a couple of years, you know, with a lot of enthusiasm. I don't really believe a festival can survive and can go without people who really trust in their work and who are really enthusiastic about what they're doing. And I'm very curious how this festival will develop, because I think now it's the biggest task now to really convince the government and all the other people to put a lot of money and to be a sort of a window of exposing the best of Romanian cinema.
Da 35 cu 30.